Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy KFB23 on the YT, and I want to talk about a special someone that went crazy this playoffs. It's not Giannis, it's not Chris Middleton, it's Reggie Jackson. My boy went crazy, and he went on an all-time point guard run, not top 50 all-time playoff point guard run, bro. He went ballistic. Like, let me show you. Last year in the bubble, Reggie Jackson didn't play that well. He wasn't the CJ Warrens of the world that played phenomenal. He played his basketball. He played alright, but he was considering retirement after they lost a 3-1 comeback to the Denver Nuggets. And coming into the season, Paul George had a talk with him and said, "We need you. Please don't retire." And that was the best talk in Clippers history, because that talk changed the franchise. And coming into the season, he was another role player coming off the bench for the Clippers' death. But Pat Bev got injured during the season and became the starting point guard for the Clippers. And he averaged 10 and 3, so they were decent numbers. Just starting point guard level numbers. Nothing crazy, nothing imaginable. It was Reggie Jackson type numbers. And then during the playoffs, he stepped it up a notch to an all-time top point guard performance. Like, he turned into Reggie Miller, Chris Paul. He was just going crazy. Don't believe me? I got you. In the Dallas series, first round is 4-5, the most evenly matched of all the playoffs, and the most exciting of all the playoffs. The Clippers went down 0-2, and so they had to come back from an 0-2 deficit. And Reggie Jackson was average, 15 points per game and shot 39% from the three. And without Reggie Jackson and Kawhi and Paul George, they would have not won that series. If you say Reggie Jackson, they're not winning that series. Take Kawhi, they're not winning that series. Take Paul George, they're not winning that series. They were a triangle offense, and Reggie Jackson turned into Dennis Rodman with a three-point shot. I don't know, not a bad in comparison, but you know what I mean. Triangle offense, he went crazy. And without him, they would have lost that series, because every single time in the fourth quarter, he made clutch buckets when he needed an open three-point shooter. It was him and Markieff Morris. Open corner shot, 15 points per game, and he legit got the starting spot over Pat Bev, because Pat Bev came back during the playoffs, but Ty Lue had a talk with Pat Bev and said, "You can't play. Reggie Jackson is better than you. Not better than you, but he is doing better than you and more chemistry." And Luka was cooking Pat Bev, and Reggie Jackson was getting less cooked. But he still had an amazing first round series, and he pushed the Clippers. Not saying he pushed the Clippers to the second round, which he did phenomenal too. In the second round of the playoffs, the first 4 games of the series, he averaged 14 points per game and played very good, but they went down 0-2 to Donovan Mitchell, which he played insane, and Jordan Clarkson, he went crazy too, but he averaged a cool 14 points. He was staying in his lane, and he was just chilling though. He was just trying to get back to rhythm, but sooner or later, he went crazy, because they came back 0-2, and he was really, really good. I think he dropped like 27 points in one of these comeback games. And I've told you, in game, Clippers were down by like 11, and in game 6, Clippers were down like 19. Like, they were just coming back from deficits, because Kawhi unfortunately got injured during the playoffs in game 4 and suffered a ACL. So it was legit Paul George and Reggie Jackson by himself. They didn't have Michael Jordan, and Utah's been kicking their ass with Kawhi. And right now, the lights are looking dim. They're about to be another second round exit, and they don't know what to do. But luckily, in game 5 of that series, Paul George had a good game, and Reggie Jackson had an amazing game too. And he went crazy. Like, this is Reggie Jackson, bro. And in game 6, I'm not even gonna hold you, Terrence Mann save the Clippers, but Reggie Jackson was a secondary firearm in that series, bro. My man legit humiliated Rudy Gobert. What I mean in Game 4, when they about to go back, they might be up 15 points, cause they made a comeback, cause they were down 19 coming into the third quarter, but they came back and Terrence Mann and Reggie Jackson saved them. And in the fourth quarter, when they had all the momentum, what I mean, Reggie Jackson came back and just hit Rudy Gobert with in the paint, like legit, dead in his chest, and got the layup in like 3 times. Like, he made Rudy Gobert look like Anthony Bennett, bro. He made Rudy Gobert look like Anthony Tolliver. He made Rudy Gobert look like Darko Milicic. Yo, what I mean, he humiliated Rudy Gobert and exposed the defensive player of the year. Like, on Twitter, it went crazy, bro. They was on Rudy Gobert's head because Reggie Jackson embarrassed him and he couldn't do nothing. And Reggie Jackson just showed me that, bro. He just averaged 20, bro. He averaged 20 points per game in this series. Not 20 points per game in the last 2 games. Like, game 5 and 6, he averaged 20. And he had a 20 and 10 game. And he went crazy. And that's not all, bro. Because in the next series, which was the Clippers' first ever conference finals appearance in 51 years of being a franchise, bro. And it was franchise, bro. And he went crazy again. He went ballistic. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. It was crazy what he did in that series. Like, let me just tell you stats right now, bro, because he just, wow. And in the conference finals, what I mean, in the first game, he put up 6, 4, and 24. He put up 19, 3, and 5 in the second game, 23, 3, and 1 in the third game, 21 and 5 in the fourth game, 23, 3, and 5 in the fifth game, 13, wait, time out, the fourth game, sorry, my bad, and 23 and 4 in the closeout. They didn't win this series, but without Kawhi, they pushed the Suns to the brink. Not even hold you, the brink, because legit, Chris Paul had to pull out a all-time performance and drop 41 just to close out the Kawhi-less Clippers, bro. And Reggie Jackson legit and Paul George just went crazy, bro. He averaged 20 points, 3 and 4, bro. 20 points, 3 and 4. And let me just remind you, game 5 and 6 of the Bucks and Suns series, he was still leading the playoffs in 3-pointers, bro. And that man was eliminated 2 weeks ago. He legit led the playoffs in 3-pointers for most of the playoffs. That was an all-time, when I mean all-time, playoff run. And recency bias, it's been a couple months since that series, and I still feel the same way. I legit saw Steph Curry that July stretch when he just hit 10 threes every single game. And I mean, it was not on par, but I was still impressed. Like, I just saw on the greatest stretch of basketball 3 months, like a month ago, and I'm watching Reggie Jackson do something phenomenal, bro. Like, it was not on par with Steph Curry, not at all, but it was just impressive what he can do, what a role player can do, and how he can step up in the game. And every video I made of that, I recorded a game for every single one of those players, and I legit praised Reggie Jackson every single video. When I mean the Clippers needed him the most, he arrived and turned into Mr. June. He ran June. It wasn't Flight. It was Reggie Jackson. And 5 years from now, people are gonna be talking about how Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert really lost to Paul George and Reggie Jackson. And people will remember that Reggie Jackson legit turned to a top 5 point guard in the league, because he was better than Ben Simmons. He was better than Dame, not Dame, but he was a top 5 point guard in that league, bro. You had to see it to believe it. If you missed Mr. June, because legit, he got a nickname because he was that damn good in the month of June, and he deserved it, bro. And I just can't, every single time, I'm remembering in my head bucket after bucket after bucket, and he was just going. I don't know. I keep saying this, but I'm trying to really dig deep and tell you, he went bonkers. Like, he was legit thinking about retirement not a year ago. And now he just proved himself. He got the bag, not the bag, because Zach Collins got more money than him. But he got a bag and resigned the Clippers. And our title chances, if Kawhi comes back to becoming regular Kawhi, we have a pretty good chance of winning the series. Because right now, if Kawhi didn't get hurt, it'll be a different story. Because Giannis right now probably would have a championship, in my personal opinion. Because Mr. June was about to take Drew Holiday's ankles, bro. Yo, I don't know. I wanted to see a Mr. June in a Drew Holiday, how Drew Holiday's gonna defend him, but he defended Devin Booker, so I don't know what's gonna happen there. But Paul George and Kawhi, actually, to be honest with you, Drew Holiday probably would have guarded probably Paul George. That means they would have had, I don't know who or Reggie Jackson, but Reggie Jackson would have cooked whoever was in front of him, because he was cooking Defensive Player of the Year players. So I don't know, bro. And I really want y'all to know, in next 10 years, 15 years, please remember that Reggie Jackson had one of the greatest point guard stretches of all time, one of the greatest point guard playoff games of all time. He was just that guy. It was at least top 50 in the whole NBA. Since and the ABA, you can count both of them. I don't care, because I don't know what the ABA was, but I'm making an assumption, and I'm probably correct. I don't know if I am. I'm not. I'm 90% sure he's had a better playoff stretch. It's 50. I don't know, bro. It's 50-50. But please, remember, that's it. Like, I really don't know what's gonna happen now. I have him winning Most Improved Player, because he averaged 10 this playoffs, and since Kawhi's hurt, he's gonna have to take a bigger role, and he might win Most Improved Player, because he averaged 10, he's about to average 20, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna watch every single Clippers game, but I will never forget playoff Reggie Jackson. And thank you guys for watching the video. I know it's a little messy and jumpy around here, but I'm just trying a lot. I try to do parts, but I speak fast, and sometimes my words are jumbled. I have a little speaking problem, my bad. And sometimes it'll just me repeating the same words, but hey, I hope you liked the video though. I'm out. Peace.